Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we should be live. Apologize for the delayed start. Appears as though it's only going to be me today. Unless Shadow Giff pops in here in a second, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to the anime show and get this started. Hello everyone, and welcome to Anime Talkshow Tuesday, episode 22. Yes, that's correct. Oh. I heard a bing-ding. That's usually no good. Why did I hear that? Nothing popped up and told me that things were breaking. That's probably Windows telling me to install updates. Shut up, Windows! Anyway, thank you all for joining us per the usual. I'm your host, Hardblood_1. My co-host, Highkek, seems to be unavailable right now. I'm guessing his sleep schedule's been messed up, is what it looks like. Seeing as I've been seeing him on at 12 o'clock midnight with me. So I'm assuming he's just not going to be here. Which is, okay. Anyway, I will go ahead and start this off. So, for today, we start off with Black Clover. As Black Clover has been, heating up and following a decently more reasonable, timeline, it's not as slow. However, there's still, a lot of repeat images, before and after the whole, commercial break thing, which is still silly. Other than that, fighting's pretty good. Everything seems to be going along. Now the capital is under attack, and all the magic knights that were gathered there by the king for whatever ceremony are now going to defend everything. So now we get to see, what's going on exactly. Pretty much the last two episodes were just that beginning of that fight, and the continuation of that fight. There basically hasn't been much story going on other than that. So, we'll get back to that next time when there's more information there. Next up, we have Overlord 2. Yes. So Overlord's been getting pretty spicy. I think the last 4 episodes have started on Seabass's arc, which is great. He's running around making his own decisions, I guess based on his, his AI's description, or his little created character's description is. Beyond that, he's met up with people, and now he's apparently training and trying to teach, help other people out. Apparently his whatever, the person that created him probably was a nerdy dude, was a white knight for sure. Beyond that, he rescued a chick, and now he's basically fighting the crime syndicate that's going after him for, saving the slave girl or whatever, however, the sex slave in brothels as prostitution rings. Yep, these are all new seasonals, that's why. Black Clover was out last season, it's just continuing on. I think it's like a 50-something episode. Let me see. Whatever the hell Master Anime has. It's 51 supposedly. But that's all there is for Overlord 2. They're just currently fighting in the brothel, and we'll see more about the story from there. Next up we have Violet Evergarden, one of the season's sad heartstring super feels animes. But now we're finding out that last couple episodes, more feelings are being brought to the table. But she's finally figured out that the Major has died. Or she's trying to come to, grips with that. And now we're seeing more of her past. When she was a combat monster and just wrecking everything. Which I find interesting. I was waiting for the whole past thing to explain about her existence. So yeah, that's all pretty good, well and good. Mm, carrying on to Maid-chan or whatever. It's that fucking called maidens or whatever. They're mad magicians. That's a super cute story about, well, it's a magical girl anime, and they're fighting each other to cleanse evil stuff. For some reason, the main character somehow rewrote the book that her magic's based off of, and then she's basically just helping everybody out. It's a super feel-good anime type thing. Something, friendship is great, fucking, and being nice is totally okay, even though, like, everyone else is trying to be dildos. But they're winning. I don't know. The most recent episode where they won, even though they should have lost, because the other team surrendered, since the main character was super nice and fixed the problems that the other girls were facing and granted their wish, basically. So weird. Well, I mean, like, something friendship is great. I mean, that's like the biggest premise of this anime, because like the main character started out without having any friends whatsoever, and like she didn't really want friends. She was super socially awkward, and then like she was getting friends and being nice to everybody, and like literally every episode, every time they fight somebody, they're like, "We realize something. Friendship is great." It's like My Little Pony but magical girl anime. Friendship is magic or something. But anyway, enough about that. On to Death March. So Death March, we've come across over the last couple episodes. Some weird magical dude bro who is apparently the Skeleton King or something. He goes in, steals the little elf girl that Satu has saved, and then Satu just kind of uses, guessing it's going to come out that he's using dev hacks or something, basically, since he's stuck in a game, that the Skeleton King got pissed off. Was like, nah, you gotta go through my Tower of Power. And then, so he used his knowledge of games and started going through the Tower of Power, which, as he's feeling, is constructed like somebody that, made video games forever ago. It's basically a giant video game dungeon. I was totally getting a Sword Art Online feel, like Aincrad feel. Cause it's like, oh, here's a giant tree with, 200 floors, and I was like, okay, I see where you guys took that idea from. But anyway. And he's going through, and he gets through it, and now he's fighting basically the Skeleton King again. I'm just curious to see, because the Skeleton King knew that there was somebody that was a reincarnated person, so I'm curious if he's somebody that was reincarnated from the human world as well. I don't know. We'll find out on the next episode. Everyone's a liar. Sword Art is not good. It's okay. I don't know. The first arcs in all the Sword Art anime are pretty good. Like, when in Sword Art Online, the first arc is when they're in Aincrad, like they're actually stuck in Sword Art Online. But the second arc, when they're in Fairyland, to me, just kind of fell really short. Also, with the Bro Syscon, I mean, like, if that was me, I'd totally bone my sister. But anyway, and then the Sword Art Online 2, Gun Gale Online, the Gun Gale part's cool, which is the first arc. And then, again, in the second arc, they go off to Fairyland, and I just dropped it. So they went off to Fairyland, and, like, it proceeded with the same amount of slow. I just kind of dropped it like a sack of potatoes. But anyway, stuff about Death March. On to Toji no Miku, also known as Sword Maidens. This anime still gearing up for them fighting the great evil that is the chick that's the head of the Association of Sword Maidens, who's also apparently an evil monster. Interesting. They have, I think, most of their group together now. Basically, the last two episodes, they're grouping together, now they're training, and then now they've been attacked. I'm assuming they're going to figure out something, or the big bad evil lady's going to do something extremely, terrible. Other than, like, kind of declare martial law like she did to try to take them away. But we'll figure that out on the next episode of that anime. Then we move on to Grand Crest Senki, or the Grand Crest War, or whatever it is in English, something, Grand Crest. Anyway, this anime has got super interesting within the last episode. The episode before the most recent one, just a lot of basic politicking, figuring out the whole love stories between the two, of the leaders of both the Alliance and the Union, and then just the fact that they're trying to unite with each other in two separate ways. They're both still madly in love with each other. Basically, it's all about, like, romancing and politics of the last episode. And then this episode, same thing. Except, Theo and his waifu, Silica, freaking went out on a journey, and then they totally basically hashed out the fact that they love each other, which is great, because you never fucking see that in anime. Anime never brings up the fact that, like, when two people love each other, that they actually, like, properly ship and become a thing. But this anime did it. And I was, like, fucking sitting here clapping because I was happy. It's kind of like the MMO junkie anime that I would have been supremely pissed off last season if they didn't get together. But anyway, they got together. But on the flip side, also, fucking the Prince of D'Artagnan, the weird Saudi Arabia-looking dude, just, like, has sex at the end with the main chick of the Alliance or whatever. And I'm just kind of like, what? Like, I was like, oh yeah, it's so good, everything's good, and it's just like, oh no, what's going on now? Like, this episode is just full of romance and fucking or something. I don't know, it's weird. Interesting though, as I don't think we've ever seen that really done in an anime like that exactly. So it'll be interesting to see where all of that leads to. Next up, we have Beatless, everybody's favorite robot waifu anime, or my favorite robot waifu anime currently. In the last two episodes, we see her Method, the other robot chick that looks like Lacia, but is, I guess, supposedly the complete form or whatever, non-failure, some shit, running around, doing evil things behind the scenes, trying to, basically, it just shows the other robots are all trying to get owners so that they can go green eggs and ham, apparently. One of the girls gives in to that chick, eventually, after meeting with her the episode before, and let's see, I think one of the other robots, the robot waifu maid girl, ended up, getting an owner too. It's funny is they're all connected. They're all related to each other somehow, because they're all, heads of companies and other things. Very weird. Very, like, oddly political and interesting to see how all that stuff's going to play out. But meanwhile, in this episode, fucking, main characters, waifu robot, they are going to do another photo shoot for modeling, and then the Method chick pops up and starts attacking everybody and everything. Like a cunt. So I'm sure we'll figure out why all of that stuff was happening in the next couple episodes, or at least probably the next one. Carrying on from Beatless, we have Killing Bites. After last week, or the week before last episode of pure lewdness, man, the fucking character releases hey look, it's Snappy Food. The character releases pheromones to make them super horny, and it turns into, like, almost porno, pretty much, like super softcore porn. All of a sudden, the freaking Tiger Dude shows up, and now they're finally going to fight it out. So that's the long-awaited super fight. And then apparently, the two of the other fucking characters killed each other. Like, killed their own teammates. Team killed, like, a terrible person. I just saw Bladestorm follow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. That's weird. Anyway, thank you for the follow there. I wish or hope that the mixer isn't breaking. It probably is, though. Anyway, from there, they're just basically going to get the main fight underway on Killing Bites, so that'll be good to see what happens for the next episode. On to Garo Vanishing Line. Now, this is another one that's turned really, really, I guess, interesting over the last couple episodes. I mean, they finally made it to El Dorado, and then they ended up fighting, into the tower, and they're trying to figure out, I guess, the main horror, whoever they destroyed, try to keep them from taking over the world, blah, blah, blah. But, they get... I hear no sound. My headset cut out while I was in the middle of talking. Weird. Anyway, Sophie gets taken in the most recent episode and gets thrown into the true El Dorado, which is the weird, virtual reality space thing. And then Sword also follows her there. Long story short, she thankfully finds her brother, figures out her brother is the king of El Dorado, and he's been doing everything and controlling everything. And he's been semi-killing everybody. I don't think he knows that. But he figures out, after he gets pulled out of the world, that there's tons of people with their soulless bodies just kind of piled up all around him whenever he gets out. And I'm like, oh man, that's super not kosher. However, he's probably a horror. And now, at the end of that episode, she's trying to fucking strangle her brother to death. And I'm like, whoa, that fucking... It's deep. Took it far. We'll wait to see what happens in the next episode. Oh, boy. Let's see what else I've watched. Scroll down here. Darling in the Franxx. One of my favorite waifu animes by, Studio Trigger and A1. So it's obviously lewd all the time. It's greatness. Anyway, last couple of episodes, everybody's just trying to get together. They were having fun at the beach. It was just a kind of fan servicey episode. And the most recent episode was very semi-serious. The girls started being, I guess, generic teenagers or something. I don't know. Girls were trying to divide themselves from the boys. It was one of those silly fight things. But in the end, they made up. Yeah, pretty much. But you also find out that there was other people, they figured out that there was another squad that was living in, the place that they lived in before, and that there's some sketchy things going on behind the scenes. Something which I already foreshadowed and already figured out a long time ago. I'm waiting to see how that, pops out or manifests itself. It'll be great. I want to see, that the adults are evil and all of that good stuff, but I haven't seen that shit yet. Cat, what are you doing? You're knocking shit down. You're not supposed to do that. Correct. Anyway, from there we go on to the Ancient Magus Bride, or Mohotsuka no Yame, and that's pretty good. The last couple episodes is the continuation of the whole, what's his name, Cardophilus problem, and the whole dragon thing. They try to save the dragon. She does, but she gets herself cursed in the process, and now her body's gonna break down and she's gonna die. Literally, this anime is, what is Chisei doing now that she's going to die from? Every other episode. Why is Chisei gonna die today? And what are we gonna do to fix it? I mean, the anime is still great, extremely moving, extremely emotional. That's basically where they're at. So now they're trying to figure out what to do. The idea that got put into Elias's head is that they're going to sacrifice somebody to save her. Great, fantastic. By the end of the most recent episode, though, figure out that Cardophilus is controlling their friend, the little girl they met a couple episodes back. He's somehow, I guess, got a hold of her, and now he's making a deal with fucking Chisei to remove the curse. Basically, it sounds too good to be true, and Cardophilus, from the early episodes, is just a fucking asshole, and just, needlessly killing people and doing evil shit. This is a terrible little kid. So we'll see how that goes in the next episodes. Carrying on down to... Yeah, make sure this is all good. Yep, carrying on down to the 7 Deadly Sins, second season. Still good so far. Last couple episodes, Deanne lost her memories, or is continuing to lose her memories, because goes there. And so the team went out and they're trying to go find her, to save her. Well, she ended up wandering straight towards the 10 Commandments. And another fight ensues, and she's saved by somebody from the Giants clan. And from there, we have the other team that they notice that they're now going to go get the rest of Meliodas' power that was sealed away. And now, that's basically where they left off at. Now he's going through a trial that's basically making him relive his past, which is going to suck so much dick for him. Because he gets to see his waifu die, again. For like the second time. So I'm assuming that's going to fuck him up pretty bad. Moving on to Kokoku, which is the weird blood stasis anime. Very cool. Fucking primary dickhead, I guess, on the primary big bad, decided that he could control the heralds and made himself into a herald-human hybrid. And now he's just kind of causing problems. Kind of like this cat is. What are you doing, cat? Come here. He's now super strong, super powerful, can detect every living thing in stasis that's, there, that's not supposed to be there. So, it can detect all the people moving around stasis. Then they went and got the stone, and were trying to force the old man out of stasis with his blood, and trying to remove the spell from just him. Well, the chick decided to break the stone to keep him in stasis, and now they're all stuck in stasis, in theory, except for the fact that she can, forcibly remove everybody from stasis, except for herself. So, that's where they're stuck at, trying to figure out all that, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a nice battle with the big bad. And see how that goes in the next couple episodes. And that is it. I don't watch any of the Monday shows. Cat, stop it. So thank you guys for joining out there in Twitch and Mixerland. I hope you guys have a good time. Like I said, poor High Kick wasn't here. I pretty much just kind of blitzed through this relatively quickly because it's just me. And I don't have any added commentary from anybody else. So apologize if it was fairly dry, fairly quick, but nothing shall stop the shows. The only 2 talk shows I do a week, not even a co-host being absent. The show must go on, even though I'm a monotone, non-entertaining person. Also slightly stuffed up because of allergies. But other than that, again, I'd like to thank you guys for joining us. Catch us next week at 7:30 p.m. CST for another guest show. Hopefully we'll have somebody nice picked out. And yes, Shadow, you made it to one of the shows. Thank you for that. You can also catch me back here on Thursday at 8 to 8:30 p.m. CST with my co-host Branding Death 909, where we do a news talk show where we bring up current events that happen on a weekly basis every Thursday. Other than that, we'll see you guys on whichever show you join us next. Thank you all for coming, and have a good night.